morning, everybody. It is a chilly, overcast Wednesday here in Southern California, at least in my area, in my part of Southern California. Oh, yellow light. Only had 2 eBay sales, unfortunately, over the last 24 hours. Kind of slow, like it was slow yesterday in the store, but that happens. So today's gonna be a better day, although I won't be in the store as long today, but that's okay. I'm gonna spend a little bit of time in my bookstore here, going through more of the shelves of the books, and then go to the thrift store, which is just down the street. They don't open till 9 though.
Items that I sold on eBay. If you remember, I just pulled this out of that most recent donation of books that was like 14 boxes. And this was in there, and it sold pretty quickly within a few days of listing it, called In an Old Hawaiian Garden. It has all these hand drawings, color photos or images, drawings, etc. I think it's from 1947, right? That sold. I took an offer. I listed it for $50, guys, but I took an offer for 25. I just got it in. I'm happy with 25. Made 20 bucks off of it. This one here is a CD that came from a Gaylord from 2.5 years ago, and it sold for $29.99 plus shipping, called Once Over Falling from Stories. Yeah, a rare CD. So $30, $25, nice sales, even though I didn't have that many. I just got this book in, just listed it, and it sold, and now it's going all the way to Michigan. Is it just me to think that's cool? I'm back to showing you or sharing with you my progress on the store here and going through the books. So as you can see, I've cleaned up this shelf. These are all books that are staying, and all the books up there are all staying. The point of doing this is I'm still going through, because I stopped for a while, I'm still going through all of the inventory on the shelf to make sure that I want to keep it, shelves, to make sure that I want to keep it in the store. So this box is all stuff that's going to go in my dollar sale. And I just want to make sure the stuff that's here is actually being sought after, is something that people would actually be looking for. Of course, I don't never know 100%, but just basing it on the data that I see on Amazon and sometimes on eBay. So I've organized that shelf down here, had a bunch of books that were out of order, had to go through those. Excuse me. So all of these books, these are the older, more vintage books. These are all young adult chapter books, or on alphabetical order by author. So now I have to go through 1, 2, 3, all of these, just getting them also aesthetically in order so that the picture books are together, separate from the chapter books. So the chapter books are over here. Obviously, I'd probably be able to not run out of space for now, because most of this, there's some chapter books, but most of it is picture books, and those will stay on this side, and then I can continue to add to them. And all of the books up here are already books that I've added to the store. And then once I get through the kids section, I've got all the fiction to go through. So there's just like thrillers, mystery, that kind of stuff, and then the rest of it is science fiction. I already found one book that's signed. It's a kid's book. We'll see. There's no other signed copies on eBay, but guarantee you I'm going to find signed first edition copies, or just first edition, first printing type of stuff here that I'll probably pull and put on eBay. And I'll have to make a decision. Like, as an example, Clive Cussler, these have been sitting here forever. We've been open over a year now, year and 4 months, and they're not selling. So, do you keep stuff like that that's a super popular author but doesn't sell that often? So we'll see. I don't know yet, but I'm still focused on the kids' books. And I guarantee you in the science fiction section, I guarantee you I'm going to find stuff that I'm going to end up selling on eBay for good money. Watch. There's going to be signed. There's going to be first editions, first printings, rare books, which will clear up the space, or clear up the shelves a little bit as well.
A bus to the thrift store, but I picked up these 2 DVDs. This one, and I didn't get any discount off, unfortunately, but they're only $1.50 each. This one I never had before, Open City. It's an older movie, obviously. I'll probably double my money, maybe a little more, This one though, Ring of Fire, is going for about $13, cheapest price on eBay right now, and it sells pretty regularly. There's not a ton of copies. I think there's only 8 copies on eBay. So so that was a nice pickup. But yeah, very slim pickings, hardly anybody in the store, as you could tell.
And we are so incredibly grateful for the last 15 plus years. We have some highlights this week as well that have impacted not only our lives, but the lives of
Let's see, is it nice and dirty up there? I am now going after the TV box sets here. This shelf, I'm not going after them. I'm cleaning off the shelves, dusting the shelves, and then dusting the tops of the box sets like I did over here. I should probably do these two over here, or both of these bookcases. I'm not going to film myself this time. I don't know if it's that interesting to watch anyway. Maybe it's kind of cool, but I feel like I go faster when I'm not filming myself, to be honest. It is now Thursday, April 24th, 2025. So I'm in the store. Extremely slow yesterday, and today will be open more hours. We'll see how it goes. It's been overcast this week, which I don't know, doesn't matter, but only thing I can think of why it's been a little slow. But let's get to it. Looking pretty clean? Not only did I clean it, but I rearranged some of the box sets, the series sets up here, moved them. One thing I found, which is right? If you just move stuff around a little bit, make it more visible, or just put it somewhere different, some people will notice it, even though they didn't notice it before, and they buy it. Number two, it's a different type of retail store for me, for this type of stuff, because some of it, is not in high demand, but someone comes by and will randomly want to, watch a show, that kind of thing. I don't get rid of stuff. I don't pull it off the shelf, basically, because eventually everything sells slowly, kind of like on eBay and Amazon. Okay, now I'm going to do this one. It's not like it takes that much time. It's just obviously tedious, but that's what it is. The end of the day, Thursday, was a strange day in the store. Nobody was here for the first half of the day, and then towards the end, I got some customers coming in. Very odd. But it's just what it is with retail. It also happens with eBay. Happens with Amazon. So thankful that I got people in, and also did a trade and a buy. And then tomorrow, Friday, I'm picking up, before I come in here, I'm going to pick up 2 boxes from that same lady of what are supposed to be CDs and DVDs. We will see. If it's 2 or if it's more or whatever. So that's great. I also got in contact with somebody where I potentially have, not potentially, I mean definitely can have access to large quantities of media. However, I do want to ask you guys, well, before I dive into that, what else was I going to say?
this is what I got in today. Not that much, but it's something, and I'll go through all of it tomorrow. I also got this really cool, which I put in my car, Police Academy, the movies, complete collection on Blu-ray, which was really nice. I'm going to go check it at home to make sure that it works in my Blu-ray player. But anyway, total side notes. Yeah, I picked up at the end here on eBay. I've sold a couple things. But anyway, so I have a question for you. So I got in contact with somebody that that sells mixed media on Amazon. They do FBA. But they have they sell a ton of wholesale a ton of pre-scanned media. So they break it up, right? They've got DVDs, CDs, Blu-rays, video games, VHS tapes, and even records. So it's very inexpensive, especially for the CDs, the DVDs. I could get a whole pallet of records for, I think it was around $100. Although I'm not really looking to get records right now. However, my curiosity is piqued by the CDs because it's he said a whole pallet. We know, or a Gaylord, a pallet. I assume, I have to see 100% if that's what he means, but I assume it's a whole Gaylord, a whole pallet of CDs for very, very cheap. Now, I'm talking like way under $100. So, if you remember, I got those 5 pallets of CDs for free. I just had to pay for the delivery. I ended up paying what was it? I think it was $425 for all of it. There was 5 pallets. So yeah, it was under 100 for each pallet, like 60, 70, but it's even less than that. Now they don't deliver. And I can go there and just break it down. So I can go, if there's a whole pallet, or whole Gaylord, I can just pull everything out, bring a bunch of boxes, a bunch of crates, and fill my vehicle with it. It should fit, and that's how it would be. Because unless I get a truck, rent a truck, or have someone deliver it for me. So basically, I would be driving out there. It's about 45 miles rather, from where I am, even further east, and paying an extremely low amount of money. And then I would have to just spend I don't know how long it would take me, an hour or less, depending, to get everything into the individual boxes and crates and put it in my truck. But extremely, it's the time spent, the effort to put it in the boxes, and which is great for me when I bring it back, because I don't have to take it out of a pallet again or out of a Gaylord. And then, of course, the time spent driving out there and the gas, which isn't much. It's basically a 90-mile round trip. Now, all of these have been scanned for FBA only. They do not do merchant fulfilled. They do not do eBay. They don't do anything else, as far as I was told. So it's just FBA. So it's very similar to those Gaylords of 5 pallets of CDs that I got before. And it's even those were free, but I had to pay, obviously. It would be even less than that because I'd be paying next to nothing. It's so little. Under $50. I'll just say that. For an entire pallet, which again, if it's a whole pallet, that's amazing, right? Also, they do have some video games and Blu-rays. Those are more expensive, and there's a smaller quantity of them. But again, everything's been scanned for FBA. So I know already, having sold almost around 170 individual, no, that's not true. Some of those were lots, but about 150, 160 individual CDs from those 5 pallets, just on eBay alone so far, that there's lots of money to be made in those to sell on eBay. So I know that there's eBay money in there. It's just that some of the most valuable stuff, of course, if there's like a $50 CD that sells for $50 on Amazon, maybe a little less on eBay, you're going to miss out on that stuff. But there's still going to be stuff that doesn't have a proper barcode, or it doesn't have it doesn't make sense to sell it on Amazon, but it can do better on eBay. And of course, there's going to be a ton of stuff I can put in my store. So my question is, after rambling for a while, is what do you think? Should I do it? Right now, I'm sure some of you will say, well, just try it out and see what happens, which totally makes sense to me, which is probably what I'm going to do. It's just that I will not get an opportunity to get unscanned pallets from this person, but it's also a good idea to build a relationship, right? Because I have a store. He sells on FBA, but he was super friendly. He was nice. And he also, does wholesale with a lot of stuff. So it's good to become one of those people and, getting what I don't know how many Blu-rays or video games there would be exactly in what he was charging, which was multiple hundreds of dollars. But let's say it was $1 or less per Blu-ray or per video game. Again, they've already scanned for FBA, so the highest dollar items are not going to be in there, but could still do really well for me, either on eBay and or in my store. So let me know what you think, guys. The DVDs were like more than the CDs for a pallet, but still good. And I know that there would still be really good stuff in there. There's not going to be the $30, $40, $50 DVDs in there, but there's probably going to be a lot of, $10 to $20, $25 even. I'm saying on eBay, right? But it might not make sense to do it on Amazon for them because I don't know what the profit margins are, that kind of thing. But they're doing bulk, they're doing a lot, so they're probably turning it over pretty quickly with, their repricer. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. This is the end of the video. I gotta go. Today was, it was a little strange, but I'm glad I got some new stuff in. I'm picking up more stuff tomorrow. I had sort of this anxious feeling of, I need more inventory. I went to the thrift store yesterday, didn't find very much. I don't know how people are doing it. They must be hitting up people that just go to thrift stores and what I used to do in the beginning. I don't know how they're making it as a reseller unless they have built relationships with smaller or even mid-size thrift stores and are getting stuff in bulk or are getting behind the, in the back room type of deals. But just the stuff that's out there, it was definitely slim pickings. But anyway, that's a side note again. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.